Example 3. Ingrid invested her summer earnings of $6,000 at 7% simple interest paid annually. I'm just going to draw our attention to this right here. When we have simple interest and paid annually, we want to pay attention to that. She intends to use the money in a few years to take a holiday with a girlfriend. That sounds like fun. How long will it take for the future value of the investment to grow to $8,000? And B part, what is Ingrid's rate of return? So let's use our simple interest formula when it comes to future value. So if we are looking at the future value, we are saying A equals P plus PRT. We're looking more than just what the interest is going to be. We are looking for what the whole investment is going to look like. So let's off to the side write down all the variables and see if we can fill in these blanks. A, P, not capital R, silly, little r, and T. Now the question right here is saying how long is it going to take for the future value of the investment to grow to $8,000. So how long is it going to take? Well, we don't know. We have to calculate that. We do know that we want the future value to be $8,000. So we're going to say $8,000 for the future value. We know that the principal is $6,000 because that's what she initially invested. And we have our interest rate. Now, in order to write this as a decimal, we're going to write it as 0.07. So, we are solving for time. So now let's substitute the values that we have into our equation. So we know that A is 8,000. 8,000 equals P, which is 6,000, plus P times R times T. Now we don't have the value for T, so let's just hold that as a variable. So our P is 6,000 times our R, which is 0.07, and T. Now we're going to have to use those sweet algebraic skills to isolate that T. So when I first look at this, I see, okay, there's the $6,000 that I need to subtract from both sides because we have 6,000 plus 6,000 times 0.07 times t. So we're going to subtract 6,000 from both sides. So we get 2,000 on this side. And on this side, we can just simplify it. 6,000 times 0.07 is 420. But we still have to have that t. Sorry about that, guys. So what we're going to do now to isolate that t, since 420 is multiplied by t, we're going to divide both sides by 420. So I'm just going to switch sides here of the variable. So t equals 4.7619 years. This can't be our final answer because we know that the interest is only paid out annually. So after 4.7619 years, we are going to get exactly 8,000. But really, the interest is only going to be available to Ingrid after 5 years. Because after 4 years, it won't be enough because you need 4.7619. And the next year up is 5. Let's calculate that rate of return. So just as a reminder here, the rate of return equals the interest over the principal. Now we have to do a little bit of fancy footwork here because the interest is not just going to be the difference between $8,000 and $6,000. The interest here is the actual interest that's paid after 5 years. Luckily, we have a simple interest formula. We say I equals PRT. So we're going to calculate the interest. So the principal, which is 6,000, times the interest rate, 0.07 times t, 5 years, all over the principal, which is 6,000. When I put this into my calculator, I'm going to get 2,100 for my interest, and we're going to get over 6,000, and that becomes 0.35. That means her rate of return is going to be 35%.